Okay, moving to the next issue, Sam. The broadcast rights for the Uganda Premier League sold to Star Times. One of the clauses being that the teams playing in the league can't have a rival satellite TV or TV company as a sponsor. So that means you can't have in there things like DSTV. You can't have in there UBC. You can't have in there NBS as a sponsor for a club. Some of these things that and you sign a 10-year deal on that issue. And these some of the things that hold us back as black people, because you look at when Carling were sponsoring the Premier League and Liverpool were comfortable doing Carling's, but why should we go for Azam themselves when they were sponsoring the league last season? Villa and KCC had Star Times. The irony of that. Express had DSTV. Now you can't have any of that.
It's not a black issue. It's a Ugandan problem.
And it's
a societal problem.
A social problem.
It's a societal problem. We're selfish individuals. We're hypocrites, and we're gullible. And football is no exception. It is a bigger. We're in any sector or aspect of Uganda. That what has just happened, you've explained, is what is in our society, and we shouldn't go political, but. I mean, it's disgusting. When I read that, and to imagine there are people who sat there with their chests out and saying we have done a good deal.
I don't know.
Even the deal itself, the money they're giving the clubs is pathetic.
I expected it, frankly, because these are people who don't know how to make good deals.
But who signs a 10-year deal?
Exactly.
Even.
That's why the money is pathetic, because reduce their years and that money maybe looks nice.
Let me tell you what, a 10-year deal, to make it worse, you make it an exclusive deal so that certain people cannot come and
invest money.
No, and invest in your
money
league.
That thing. That means invest money in clubs.
And you think you've done a good deal? I mean, come on. Why are you wasting our time?
No, of course there are kickbacks.
But Sam, how did we fall from this super sport, which was continental, we dropped to Azam, which was regional East Africa. Now those games are going to be on Sanyuka TV. I don't know how many people actually will one, or have Sanyuka TV, or two will want to run and buy, because they refuse to buy Star Time. I mean Azam. How many will run to buy Star Time?
No one will care.
Again, it's how we are. How we're structured as
Ugandans.
We like being the big fish in the small pond. But you see, the thing they don't say about that saying is, you could be a big fish in that small pond relative to the size of the pond. You're still going to remain a small fish.
With DSTV, we thought these guys thought they deserved a better deal.
And they went for Azam.
Then they went for Azam.
Which wasn't better than DSTV.
Was the happiest. Yeah. And I remember I used to tell our friend Sekandi, these guys are just looking for the best legal way to get out of
the whole situation.
Yes. We all know Azam. Azam happily went on their bus back. They're like, you guys, we are done.
Azam gave them permission to even announce the new deal before even the season ended. Yeah, go ahead.
So everyone who keeps working with these guys, they're running. So let's wait. And again, if I'm a Star Times CEO, I'm worried. I'm worried in the mess I'm getting myself in. Is it worth it?
The irony here is the Star Times guy who is also in this thing was one of the biggest critics of FUFA and Magogo. But then a few days before that deal was announced, you remember his article? Like, give them a second chance and whatever. Basically, it's the interests are always the same.
Absolutely.
They are not best friends. They are no permanent friends, no permanent enemies. It's the interest that are always the same. And when the interest is money being thrown at your table, you're like, okay, I'll take the deal.
And unfortunately, the beautiful game is going to suffer.
Yeah.
As always.
But then this is the other thing. Now, this is where I put the shoe on the other foot, and I laid the blame squarely at the feet of the clubs. You are the ones who actually have what these guys are negotiating, what these guys are selling. Why don't you insist on having a say?
You know,
those same clowns cowed and put their tails between their legs as DSTV was pushed out.
Forget about DSTV.
They brought Azam on them. They didn't get the proper details. By the time the thing started, they realized that the money they were getting from Azam wasn't enough to run a match.
Stupid that when their league was threatened by FUFA and FUFA created another league, they created two clubs.
Some created two clubs.
And then the
others
one
run during
club
the
that
FIFA.
stuck to the contract, they allowed it to be punished by FIFA to the extent it was relegated to the league below.
called
That's how
selfishness.
useless they are.
But
Let me tell
again-
you, I don't feel sorry for them.
Or is it
This
lack
is
of
karma.
self-esteem?
This is
No,
karma.
again,
It is.
Again, it's again
Selfishness,
society
and this
problem.
is karma.
We as also citizens, we are
What has happened
we
to
are
them is
comfortable. We are comfortable in
Yeah.
our own situation.
No, but you see
so
some.
you
Now
can't
what has
blame
happened to
them.
them
But you
is
see
karma.
some, as citizens, here's the thing.
You're so comfortable.
See, some,
It's selfishness.
our clubs are not set at in the way, like, let's say, the structures of the Spanish La Liga, or let's say the Italian Serie A, whereby the fans will actually grab the manager by the collar and be like, what deal are you trying to negotiate with, let's say, Sky Sports?
Yeah.
You see that? We want to know. As an Express fan, I will go and make my noise and be like, that deal is actually rubbish. But how much can I say that will actually influence the club to be like, okay, this is not the right thing to do? The way the club, most of these clubs actually run like, what is it called? Briefcase entities.
They're briefcase
That's how they
kingdoms, most of them.
So
Yeah.
how are you going
And
to
only
see?
selfish guys are
Again,
running.
like I said, I'm not going to
They're
criticize.
only trying to involve the
I'm not going
fans.
to criticize them because even as a citizens, are refused, are comfortable to be
No,
bullied.
but some, even
so
so-
even the clubs,
Some,
they're just in that situation.
But they're
Right?
not being
as-
bullied.
some-
They
as
want it.
citizens,
This is not bullying.
we have been bullied in the agreed. But me and you and Keith and Patrick and all the guys we work with, if we went to sit to negotiate for a deal, I don't think someone is actually going to come and be
Pull
like
the wool over
and be
our eyes.
like, you guys keep quiet, let me talk on your behalf. Are we going to let that happen?
I mean,
That's that's the whole point I'm talking about.
but
No,
it's
no,
because
no,
but
no.
what do the clubs have to offer?
Exactly. No, you see the clubs.
They're the ones who offer the football.
They are the ones who have the players.
No, listen, what
Some-
you forget is that their product is bad.
No, you see, it's
So they
bad.
have nothing to offer.
Okay, you see, if it's bad, if it's bad, this is what I would do as the club. I would be like, okay, let us keep our bad product. Let's see what you.
But you have no option because it's
no,
your
no,
livelihood.
listen. You're like, okay, what is it that you're going to sell to Star Times? What is it that you're going to sell to Azam? But because someone actually, now, like those same words, someone has probably told them, what is it that you even offer that we can actually sell and get you more money? If you think there's nothing you have to sell, don't sell it.
Listen, these guys
We
know
had
that
a
they're-
league that was
But let me
vibrant
tell you,
without
even if you
TV
know
in
that
the
you're
90s.
bad, let me tell you, even if you know that you're bad, if at clubs you say you're not playing in FIFA's league, what will you do?
and then you play well.
Can it bring police
play
to chase
well.
you off pitches? Can
And you
it?
play well. No.
Sam.
Let's think about it. Let's back up. And you play well.
Where?
Under
What, you play in
structures?
your own league?
So,
Who offers the referees?
Look at the.
What, you
look at
can't go
this-
and get
this-
your own referees, or
No,
you
to
can't
what
go and-
level?
You turn it,
Who,
Sam.
no, you guys,
You-
again, let's back
Sam,
up a bit.
you turn
Who
it-
gives you the certificate
Here's
to
the
go
thing.
and compete in Europe,
Sam,
in
listen.
the African
Sam,
continent?
listen. You turn it into the NBA.
Which one? But
You,
this
basically, you turn it an entity that is close.
That
It
is
is a
wishful
company.
thinking.
Exactly. No,
It's not wishful thinking. Guys just don't want to do it
This is
because
not
they
even
don't
wishful
care.
thinking. These guys don't even think at all. That's the whole thing.
They don't
Do you
care.
honestly think you're the first person to think of that idea? Most of these guys are successful businessmen, but they're
Yeah.
intangibles.
No.
What are you saying? What do you
No.
say? Let's look at a guy like Misaga. You think he's a daft businessman? You think he does not know what to do, how to make money?
So, if you're
Listen,
Misaga,
when you make an idea,
how do you fail?
Listen, an idea is the easiest thing in the world to come up with. It's the implementation of it that is so difficult.
but now you see,
Misaga is making money.
do you
on
know what
his own.
Misaga's
He doesn't
problem
care
would be?
about the issues of
Sam,
the club.
do you know what Misaga's problem would be?
Uh-huh.
Is you have come up with the idea, you are going to have to deal with probably another 13 or 14 clubs whose mentality is stuck in, without these guys, we are nothing. Yet actually, if you actually sat down, you know the advice they tell people, kids to overcome bullies, is actually go at them at their own game. If these clubs actually, the guys who are telling them that they are nothing without them, if these clubs sat and be like, okay, if we are nothing without you, go and find your clubs.
Let me give you the
Are you going to market
let me give you the perfect example.
Are you going to market Dove's FC
Let's
to Star Times?
Mulindwa. He has issues with Magogo.
Yes.
Clearly. That man is wealthy. I know for a fact he has connections to the political powers that be. Tell me why he doesn't come up with such an idea.
He doesn't care.
What do you mean he doesn't care? He cares.
No,
the
I
man
don't
has
believe he
invested
cares.
in a stadium.
No, he
That's
cares.
for his
The
own
man
club.
wants to be.
That is
what I'm
for
trying to say.
himself.
You guys, there's one.
That is
I
for
remember
himself.
in our previous radio shows, I already said something. Molindwa, you can never fault him for loving the Uganda Cranes.
Yeah, that's
You can. That guy changed everything about the
Uganda
Cranes.
Cranes.
That guy loves Ugandan
and
football.
his club.
No, listen. He loves Ugandan football.
I disagree. If you're going to tell me he loves Ugandan football, he would have organized all the clubs into a strong body to deal with FIFA. He doesn't
But he's
care.
actually-
No, Keith.
Mourinho's
Do you think
actually-
you're the only one who thought about
Sam,
that? And
He
you
has the
think
power
about
to do
it?
he
Sam,
doesn't
yeah?
care. He
Let me
doesn't
take you
care.
back.
Hey.
Mourinho is actually the one
He doesn't care.
who weakened the clubs to actually even ditch
Now, why do you think so?
DSTV.
Why do you think so? Why do you think so? Even
you think
these
that's
owners,
enough for Ugandan
you think
football?
these owners of the clubs want players to have that sort of power? Even in the NBA, we are saying
It has nothing
is
to do with
continuous
players.
fighting.
It has
No,
nothing to do
be-
with
because-
players.
no,
The
because-
clubs would have the power. It has nothing to do with the
No, no,
players.
they wouldn't. Listen, the minute you empower the players, the clubs, and get them out of the umbrella of FIFA, then that means the players become at the forefront. Then you start having players who are enlightened. So their only obstacle are the owners. Players start shifting clubs.
So basically, this fish is
How would
also
they be
rotting the way the
enlightened?
It's
political
also
fish is
wait,
rotting.
let me tell you something.
From
They
the
are
top.
intangibles. You don't just sit on the chair one day.
But see,
I don't believe in
but
that
Sam, the whole
excuse
idea
of
is, for me, this thing is
When
very
you're as
pathetic.
powerful as
Because
someone like
it is.
me.
seven
I agree.
years, 7 years ago, you looked on as SuperSport were kicked out. The argument was SuperSport weren't paying enough money. Okay, when you go through and what, and
It was
what,
rubbish.
the money that they told us in the press wasn't what was actually in the deal.
But it was still enough.
See,
was
see,
more than
now
enough.
see, me, I don't care about that money. The mileage that these clubs were going to get was, and the ability to actually market your players was actually the thing that we were going to use in there. They bring for you Azam. Again, you just swallow that thing, and you're like, okay, well, then the lousy still reasoning is there is more money than SuperSport and what and what. Azam are gone. Now you have Star Times, who you thought they have channels, which we used to watch the World Cup, that I watched all over Africa. Now, my mindset initially was, that is where the league is going to be.
But no.
Then they tell you where the league is going to be, and you're like,
It's a joke.
And listen, Felix, I agree completely. What I just disagree with you guys, it is not as easy as you guys are stating. The idea is right, and that's where we should be going. But it's until you reach there and you meet the selfish people, and then you meet the intangibles that are are not able
yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
put together.
I know that.
There is something behind
I
that.
know that
Because
situation.
people have thought about this
I know that
ideas.
situation is you
Yeah, when you're
you've
as
dealt with
powerful
people
as
who just
Mulindu and you
refuse,
have
not
money,
not
but
not
that-
fail to understand, but refuse to understand. You're
And
like,
these guys who like to,
Because they don't
let me put it
care.
this way, these guys who
just
like to
don't
hold
care.
on to power are very visionary. They can see things beyond.
They just don't
So
care.
they saw. I'm talking about
can we
Mourinho
strike out
here.
that visionary one?
But they don't care. They just don't care.
No, but I think there's something that is cropping up, the big man syndrome, whereby one guy wants to be in charge of everything. He wants to be in charge of buying the tomatoes and onions and everything, to preparing to serving the dish.
But
One
it has
man.
always been there.
But me, the beauty
No,
about this,
there was a time when
this-
it wasn't there.
but
Basically.
the beauty about this is that this might be the nail that finally is put into Magogo's coffin.
I wish.
This might be the path
I wish.
which is legacy. But we'll
Okay,
see.
potato, but that's all time we had for this episode of Touchdown. Join us on social media, Facebook and Twitter, Touchdown Online. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, Touchdown Online as well. And also on that YouTube channel, actually, when you go there, there is a comment section. You can react to some of these episodes, and we'll actually look at your responses, your thoughts, and of course, if there is need for those comments to be addressed, we shall actually have an interactive session where we shall actually go through all of them.